Nimbula binaka na turanga marama dorbo kena ngone lewa ke kiomuni na ngone lalai oni seanga ni dauda lata na programa ongo na bisinisi na bimbong ni moniti na FijiOne. Au kinda ba kiomuni na ndo tal na programa na mada ongo na mada ongo na bian dua tani toka bakalai na ndo programa kaninda na beital no tiko kina ndua na turanga seanga ni ngone tauke ia samai leo ni vanuatu se samai tiko na nonda vanua na ndua na ngona balabu karonika sabole ngoni tina mbaki na mai tiko na nonda vanua kadida baka tiko na nona bisinisi na Pacific Harbour na Arts Village Pacific Harbour in Abua.
First, I want to thank you for inviting me to the program. I'm glad you invited us here. I'm happy to share with you all the information I can about the business and how we wound up here in Fiji. First, I want to tell you, in 2010, I sold a business in the United States, totally different from what this is. I was in the industrial safety business for 35 years. Started it when I was 25 years old, ran it until I was 60. Sold that business, and then I wanted to have what I considered at the time one last lifetime great adventure. So I got on the internet and had spent 2 years searching for the best place in the world to go have that adventure. And we searched everywhere. I searched the entire globe for that place we were looking for. And I always came back to Fiji. It had everything I was looking for. It had the climate, the English language. I did not want to learn a new English language at age 60, a new language at 60. Low crime rate, low cost of living, freehold property. I wanted to be able to buy a home if I decided to stay. So Fiji was the place, and then I zeroed in on Pacific Harbour. Pacific Harbour, I looked at the mouth of that river out there on the internet for a lot of times and for a long time. I wanted to see what this was all about. And so I came to Pacific Harbour. I stayed 3 weeks and bought a house the last day I was here. And I've been here ever since. I've visited back to America, but basically America now is a place to visit, and Fiji is my home. 2 years after I was here, when I first came here, I told my friends and everybody that knew me, do not let me go into business, because I wanted to come here and enjoy what I thought I would do the things that I thought I would enjoy. And I did. Originally, I built a boat. I built a boat at Navua, Blue Water Marine. I spent a year building it, and then I spent a year fishing. And then I got bored. And one of the things I had noticed when I came to Fiji, I thought I was coming for new seafood experiences. I went to the restaurants and looking for local fish shops. First of all, there was no real local fish shops like I had saw in America. And the local restaurants were serving import fish or deep offshore fish that was common around the world. Here you can buy yellowfin tuna, wahoo, mahi, and those sort of fish that are caught in deep water. But you can do that same thing in New York City or San Francisco or London or anywhere else in the world. You can eat that same fish. It was not a true Fiji experience. And I got to wondering why, because obviously we're totally surrounded by water. I thought that certainly there's fish out there that we could provide customers. Fishing myself, I caught local fish. I saw the local fish being caught and sold by the local fishermen, but there seemed to be a disconnect between that local fisherman and the restaurants. There didn't seem to be a delivery system, a processing delivery system there for that local fisherman to get it to the resort or restaurant. So I started investigating the opportunity. I I went to the docks. I started calling on local restaurants, just going in and talking to the chef or the general manager and asking them what the situation was. And I come to realize there was no one really that had a processing plant. You see, when you sell to a restaurant, you just don't take whole fish in there to sell because they've got small kitchens. They don't do processing themselves. They want a fillet ready to cook. So that's where I started. I started cleaning my own fish on my back porch here in Pacific Harbor. And for about a month I did that. And I quickly realized that the opportunity was there. We rented this building that we're in here today, a small portion of what we're occupying now, and we started processing fish with 3 or 4 employees. And we started selling to the local market. It quickly took off, we started growing, and now we have what we're in today, a much bigger building with a lot more employees. In order to fulfill the need of the restaurant, I had to come up with the processing system that would give them that product. The first thing I knew that we needed to fillet the fish, and we needed to vacuum pack the fish. No one here in Fiji was vacuum packing fish in a plastic bag, vacuum packed so that all the oxygen is removed, stopping the deterioration of the fish from the oxygen in the air. So the first thing we did was buy a vacuum pack machine. From there, you can vacuum pack the fish and you can hold it on ice, but if you want to hold the fish a long time, you've got to blast freeze it. We are also the only ones that blast freeze fillets. Blast freezing, we fillet the fish, we vacuum pack it, and then it goes into a blast freezer that takes it down to 30 degrees below zero very fast. When you put a fish fillet in a regular freezer and slow freeze it, the water inside the fillet expands and damages that fillet, and you can tell the difference. If you buy a fish out of a regular freezer and you set it to defrost, it runs water for a long period of time. That's all the water in that fish and all the damaged cells that have been opened up, and it becomes a not as desirable product. Our blast freezing system keeps that fish in a place where when it defrosts, is as it was when it went in. It's fresh. So we buy fish from Missouri all the way around to Nandi, and that is one of the sell side of this business is easy. Selling good product to this market is extremely easy. Everybody wants good fish. Resorts, individuals that come in our store. The buy side is the tough part. You've got to find and educate local fishermen on what the product needs to be when they bring it to us or when we go pick it up. We want a very fresh product. We want the product handled to where it's as fresh as it possibly can be. We want it as soon after it's caught as we can get it. We want that fisherman to bleed the fish at the side of the boat while the fish is still alive. That way it bleeds all the blood that we can out of the fish. We want it to come aboard. We want the gills cut out of it, and we want the guts cut out of the fish. That's where the bacteria and things that damage the fish come from. He breathes through his gills. It's got a lot of bacteria in it, and of course the gut's full of bacteria. So we want that out of it, and we want it on ice as quick as possible. A lot of the fishermen don't have a place to store fish. So we meet fishermen many times here late at night. They bring in a catch. They don't have a place to store it. We take it in, ice it, put it in a freezer or a cooler, and we have it ready for the next morning. That way it solves a problem for him. He can fish later if he wants to. We had to appeal to the buy side of the product, solve some of their problems. We pick up the fish, we give them cash at the site. Their problems are over. They can go to bed, go to sleep, and get ready to go fishing the next day. The other way that they had to do it was they came in with their fish later in the afternoon, woke up the next morning, and then started worrying about where are they going to sell their product. And it may have taken them the whole day the next day to get rid of the product. So we have to sell to our the people that we're buying from, and we have to sell to the people we're selling to.